Yippee. Ha 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 ha. Hey everybody, let's start early. It's awesome to have you all here, so thank you so much for joining. I see we've got lots of people on the YouTube. Some people were really early, so thank you so much. And I see we've got people in Discord stages as well, for people who want to join on Radio Eddy. So for the people in Discord stages, don't forget to have the YouTube open so you can see what's going on. And then, as always, we've got the awesome Nick who's going to help bring people up on stage so you can join Radio Eddy, practice your public speaking, ask questions, fix something that I've broken, which is probably a lot of the time. But awesome to have you all here. Let's give a shout out to the people who are early and on time. So early, the chat seems to be missing some people who were super early, so I don't know what's happened there. But got Praveen, Kartiki, Prathamesh, Alex, Faisal, of course Nick, who I've mentioned already, Yaz, Rohan, Atul, Stuart, Kustub. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Let me know in the chat if that was okay. I don't think it was, Eddie. Priya. Let's have a look. Awesome. So let's get started. So today, what I wanted to do, I really want to kickstart our API project. So what we've got all these little projects going on in our community organization on GitHub, which you've all probably seen, EddyBot, GitHub Actions, and they're all right into Firebase. And I think it's time to definitely move away from that. So I thought a good way to start is let's see what data we want to save. Because I think we're saving data that we probably don't really want to keep. Maybe we're not saving data that we do want to keep. So my idea is we can start that today, like plan that a little bit out. It might change. And we could also build it with NestJS. I did record a video earlier today on NestJS, how you can get an API up and running in minutes. So we could always do that. We don't have to connect it to a database. We could have things hard coded, but just to show that you've got that kind of process. And in a future live stream, we could add the map on the UI and have it in real-time data and linking it all together. The API is key. But I hope you're all doing well on this amazing Monday. It's awesome to have you here, so thank you so much for joining. And I hope you enjoyed the newsletter. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet, do sign up. It's quite exciting. We gave community shout-outs, and next newsletter, so next month, we will do more community shout-outs. There have been so many awesome achievements. People finding jobs, people starting YouTube channels. I saw Karuna, I think, pop up. Yep. Hi, Karuna. Awesome to have you here again. And Karuna started a YouTube channel. I think some others have as well. So many amazing things going on that I really want to give you all a shout out to the community, because you're doing so many amazing things. People doing creative drawings for hackathons. I mean, just so many awesome things. I will plan it better for next month. This month was a bit of a kind of a tester, I suppose. So let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. We also had pets and tech, where we're gonna have a little pet section. So if you have pets with like GitHub stickers or any swag or laptop, take pictures, send it over to us. I've got to find a way where you can submit them and we can put them in the newsletter as well. There's so many things going on. Do let me know, not necessarily in the chat now, or do let me know in the chat now, but also let me know something a bit more permanent so I don't forget, because you know what my memory's like. It's terrible. My memory is more like that sound, and the people on Discord stages, you can't hear the sound effect. So before we get started, Nick, if you have a moment, could you intro yourself and also tell us a bit about Radio Eddy? I think you explain it so much better than me.
Hey, everyone. I'm Eddie. Hopefully my green bars are moving.
They are. Thanks for checking this time. I was looking up there. So anyone wondering why I'm looking up there, it's because Nick's audio is up there. So that's why. No, it looks good to me.
Perfect. So I'm Nicholas, NH Kerrigan. You've probably seen me around the Discord just once or twice. So the way this works, at the top of the Discord channel list, you should see a Radio Eddy stage, and this is Discord's fairly new stage channel feature. So you can join in as the audience, but you will not be able to speak. If you would like to speak, you click the button that looks like a hand at the bottom of the screen after you've joined the channel, and it will give you the option. That'll give you the option to request to come up on stage, and then Eddie or myself will see that request, and we will bring you up on stage where you will be live on the stream with us.
Yes, great way to practice your public speaking. You can come on for like 30 seconds. You can come on for a few minutes, as long as you want. But we won't leave it too long because you want to rotate it, get other people on. But you don't have to come in for the whole stream is my point. So if you want to come in and just chat for 30 seconds, a minute, a bit like calling into a radio show is kind of the way we want to do it. Cool. Okay. So, I mean, let me get started. And then if I miss anything, I'm sure you all let me know in the chat, or Nick or someone will shout in my ear as well. Okay. So let's go to our organization, which has a new picture. There it is. Where is it? Here it is. New mascot, and I am wearing a t-shirt. Like, can you see it? Stupid mic's in the way. There we go. See, I'm wearing a t-shirt. We have got some swag coming out soon as well. So let's go to the API repo. And if you want to join our organization, our GitHub org, you can create an issue on the support repo with the type invite me to organization, and the GitHub action will send you an invite. So we're going to get you some green squares today. So I'm going to start writing some things, but I want you all to raise issues and get those green squares. So we have got an API repo. It is still in its really early stages, but we will add improvements together. So I'm going to start an issue. I'm not going to commit it because maybe one of you will commit it for me. I'm just going to use it just to write some data that we need. So I'm going to open this. Hopefully you can all see this. And it's not, my big head's not in the way. Let me try and move over maybe this way a bit better. There we go. Okay. So I think data we want to save. What data do we want to save? Let me see. I'm looking over there because Discord's on that screen over there. So what data do we want to save to begin with? And how many of you, write in the chat if you've created an API before. Let me know if you have created an API and what did you use? Did you Express? Did you use NestJS? Did you use something else? Someone sent me a DM once and said they used React, which I thought was a bit crazy, but you know, I'm not gonna say what you should use, but you probably shouldn't use a front-end library to create an API. It must have been quite hard work.
Speaking of APIs, if you are listening and you have built a Battlesnake, that's an API. That
is so true. I love that. Yes. That is really, really true. Yeah, the Battlesnake API. The Battlesnake is an API. Their starter pack in Node uses Express. Starter pack, starter kit, and that's really, really great way to get started. Yeah, I like that. I've just noticed my Google Drive is trying to sync like a terabyte of data, so let me just pause that. It's not going to help with my internet connection. Not preferences. Pause, Eddie. It's not a good start. Wait a second. Everyone, bear with me. That's definitely a blooper. Pause. Don't need to sync that up just yet. I see people saying they've used Express, used Flask. Awesome. API with Django. Awesome. Great. React with API. Yeah, Praveen, that wasn't a good idea. They trying to use like round peg. Was it square peg, round hole, or whatever the expression is? But great to see what you're using. Okay, so I think in data-wise, so we probably need different bits of data. So I think a lot of data comes either from GitHub, from a GitHub action at the moment, and also Discord, because I want to save people's locations so I can have behind me like a real-time map that pans to different people. I did a demo on a live stream a while ago. I really want to bring that back because I really enjoyed that. I don't know if everyone else did, but I did really enjoy that. So I think data-wise, we could have multiple collections. Let's have a look. I haven't decided on what we're going to use yet, if it's like Mongo or DataStax. We're going to see, and that's easily changeable as well. Once you've got all the code working, just swapping in and out of different databases also quite easy. So let's have a look. So let's just say we'll do this in JSON, or I'll be lazy and do it in TypeScript. And let's have a look. So first bit of data we probably need, let's start with the GitHub action, because that's going to be more, I guess, automated. No, start with Discord. We all know the Discord bot, Eddie bot, much, much better. Okay, so let's have a look. Bear with me one second. Oh, I've got some DMs coming in. Praveen, you're sending me DMs. I'm not going to look at DMs on a live stream. Let me have a quick look, check nothing urgent.
Yeah, please note it was something crazy that happened in your live stream. So I just wanted to inform you. That's it.
Okay. So let's see. So Discord. So we probably have, let's just say this as a Discord collection, because we can join all these together with something. We need to have a think how we're going to join those together, but we'll work on that together. And we can even build this today as a kind of like a hard-coded hello world data coming out. You'll see. Bear with me. You'll see how easy it is to create an API, and it's just really, really impressive. So Discord collection. So first of all, I think we're going to have the ID, the Discord ID. I think it's a UID. Not did. Don't autocorrect to that. UID, and we will. I should really put this as a type rather than. Let me see. If this is TypeScript, I can do it as an interface, Discord like this, rather than JSON. And I should be able to go. It will be a number, I think. Was it a string? It comes through as a string, if I remember correctly, because it's got the hyphens in it.
So the Discord JS library sends it back as a string. The Discord Py library, the Python version, sends it back as an integer.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Really, its real type is a snowflake.
Okay. Yeah, it's different. It's odd that they're different. I love consistency. I don't mind if something's not quite right as long as it's consistent. That's my preference. Okay, so we have UID from Discord. That's fine. And then we're going to have a location. I really want to have a people's location, not their address, nothing like that personal, but like kind of city or something like that. And again, that will be a string, or it could be an object because we need to store their lat long. So the location could be something like this. Everyone, hopefully you're all following along. If you have any suggestions or improvements, let me know in the chat or jump in Radio and let me know. So we will need lat long, but I also want to store what they put in. So let's think, can we call that input? No, it won't be very good. What do you all think in the chat? Oh, Alex, you got a meeting. Good luck in your meeting, Alex. Thanks for popping in. Let's have a look. You keep the stream open. Thank you very much. Keep the stream open and mute it. It really helps my stats. Thank you, Alex. You're always supportive. I really appreciate it. Let's have a look. Location. Input. What can we put? User. Doesn't make sense.
Text.
Okay. Perfect. String. And then we will want 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I should be doing this in VS Code. It'd be easier. So we can have lat, and that will be a number. And then we will have long, and that will be a number. And that will come via a service like I used, not Google API, but there's another one, OpenStreetMap or something like that. So we've got that code already, and therefore we can get lat long and we can put it on a map. So what else do you think? So what else should we save from Discord? And we can add to this later on. This is not the final amount. This is just, an idea that we can get started. Because if we can create issues for these, then we can get people to actually start creating the CRUD for these in the API repo.
Hey, how about the bio data?
Yes, good point. So bio is going to be a string. And on that note, we also had socials, I think, as well. So we could do that 1, 2, 3 as an object. And then we could have the socials that we want. I want people to share their socials available. And we're going to bring out the stats with GitHub, which I think you'll find quite interesting as well, everybody, too. Yes, so bio, socials, something like GitHub. No, don't make it capitals. I know you want to be clever and autocomplete. That will be a string. I'm just going to copy this. I'm not going to list every single social, but...
So here's and I will drop this. I will drop this in general chat, but you can dynamically type that in the interface. So you could do.
You can. That's true.
You could do socials as an object with a key as string and string.
Which chat are you dropping into YouTube?
General chat, because
Okay.
I like the code formatting syntax. I don't think YouTube does that.
Yes, that's true. That would be very good. You're right, you can do that. Key is spelt wrong, but I can fix that.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's spelled right, and see, it's all better.
Cool. So yes, the way that works in TypeScript is you're saying you've got an object and it's going to be the property is going to be a string and the value is going to be a string. So yeah, that's really good. And we can also do something like this, just if we want to limit what it is, we could say what they are. So we could say, if you want to limit it here, Insta and then GitHub. But I like the idea of having here as a string, and then in the setter we will restrict it there, only pull out the ones that we want. We'll keep the interface like pretty simple and flexible. Okay, so there's some great questions in the chat. So we have a question, I saw it a second ago, I lost it now. Oh yes, from Yulraj. Let me bring it up on the screen because I want to pronounce the name wrong, but at least I can bring it up on the screen, and that's better than me trying to pronounce it because I can't even pronounce my own name. So the question here is, what is NestJS? I think that's a great question because I kind of jumped in. So thank you for the great question. I have removed it because otherwise I'm kind of behind it over here. It's like Express, so it helps you rapidly build an API, but Express is kind of more like a library. I would equivalate, so equivalate? Doesn't make any sense. Equate, like the equivalent for the front end would be something like React. I would think Express is similar to React in that it's quite lightweight, it's quite small, and you can customize it in so many different ways. Whereas NestJS is still it's a framework to build an API, but it's more like Angular or Nux JS or Next.js, where it's a framework. It's got all the tools that you need. You want a HTTP client, you want WebSockets. It's just all there. You just need to turn them on and so forth. So it's to help you build an API. We'll build one after this. We can get some data going, and then we can build one, and you'll see how literally in a minute you can get an API going, and it's got prettier setup, ESLint setup. It's got so many things already set up. Testing, the full works. You don't have to kind of think, what library should I use for testing? How do I configure it? Yes, I would probably add Cucumber on top of that, but at least it's got a really good starting point. So yeah, hopefully that explains what it is. I'll bring your question up again. So thank you so much for that. I think that's a great question. My apologies for jumping the gun and not explaining what that was. So great question. Rohan says, can we switch to Twitter then Instagram? It will be Twitter as well. So yeah, Twitter #1 because Twitter Spaces is epic. Yep, Instagram, LinkedIn. We will make a list. And actually, we could put a comment in here as well, just so we don't lose it. So we'll say GitHub, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. This is not in any particular order. I think that's it. Did anyone say anything else? Let's have a look. And I saw Kartiki pop up. Hey Kartiki, awesome to have you here. Let's have a look. What else? GitHub. Yep. Cool. Okay, I think I've got those. Okay. Awesome. So we could create that if you wanted already, or we could just see what else we would need. Someone could create this as an issue, but it's probably best I do, because otherwise you probably won't all remember that. So I can create that one. So we could say Discord data collection. But if you want do people want green squares? I can think of lots of ideas how to get you some green squares today. In this repo, we don't have the label. So you need to add a GitHub action, which is literally a copy and paste to get the labels in. I can think of loads of things. Let me know in the chat if you're looking for some green squares for today. We can share the love. We can share the green squares. Oh, Priya says Nest versus Express sounds like Django versus Flask. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I'm not a Python person, so that's really interesting to know. So let me make a guess here. Is the Django like the Nest equivalent and Flask is like the Express? Let me know. I'll be curious. Because I've seen Django and Flask come up. I didn't know the difference. I knew they were both Python based, but I didn't know the difference. Oh, so Nest is bigger framework than Node.js. Like Angular is bigger framework than React. Yes, so Nest is a bigger framework than Express. Well, they all run on Node still. And yeah, like Angular is a bigger framework than React. Yeah, React is a library and Angular is a full framework. So it depends kind of, if you want to just set up everything yourself, then go for a library. If you just want to add value to your project and focus on your project, I'd say use a framework. Green squares. Rohan's already added an issue. Jumping. Let me give you a level up sound effect. Already jumping there straight away. That's awesome. I'm just going to check Discord, make sure no one's in stages waiting for me. We've got a few people in stages, but no one's jumped on stage just yet. But if you do want to come and chat to me, you can come and say hi. Green squares, okay. I need to take up your advice and liven up my GitHub profile. Okay. Django is bigger than Flask. Thank you, Karuna. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, green squares. Add the labels. Let me just add this so I don't lose this. Okay, let me add this issue. Unless Rohan's already added it already. Let's have a look. Links broken. What links are broken? Shh, don't tell anyone if links are broken. Ooh, lots of links are broken. When did those get broken? Let me see. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Okay, I believe you. The proof is here. Why are those broken? If I refresh it, does it work? Is it one of those things that just kind of... Oh, they've changed now. Yeah, I think it's a bit... Oh, no, they've come back. Okay. Yeah, someone needs to fix those. Thank you so much for raising that. If someone would like to fix those, that would be awesome. I don't know if anyone's able to add a comment to this issue and maybe include some information why it's broken. So, okay, so let's talk about green squares to everyone else. You've listened to me for like 15 minutes. Let's get you some awesome green squares. I'd just like to say we've got almost 30 people watching and only 16 likes. So please help support the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Really helps support me. I appreciate it. And of course, I should share a link to the project because if you want to start the project, you're more than welcome to. Oh, Rohan, you checked like 5 times. Okay, cool. Thanks for checking it. Sometimes those badges are a bit flaky. Okay, so we have got some GitHub actions already. We don't have any templates, so that probably needs fixing too. So if anyone wants to raise an issue to say we need issue templates. But we have build and we have package. But the one we do want is, I'll show you an example. Where is the example? I think it's on my account under the Stargate one. That's probably what I'm using as a kind of a baseline best practice project. Got this workflow and we've got the labels one here. So all you need to do is literally copy that, like behind me, that side. That side. Yeah, you just need to just copy that and it will work. Like that's all you need to do. Use the same path and the same name of the file and copy this. I don't think there's anything else that you need different. That's it. And that will create the awesome labels that we have in this repo. So you can see we have all these awesome labels. And we will still want issue templates and all those sorts of things. So shall I share a link to this in this repo to give you so you can see it? So what we... remember what we do, raise an issue first. You get a green square for raising an issue. And then you can also share the love by having someone else maybe raise the pull request. So let's share out the green squares. Remember, collaboration first, code second. And you're always also supportive of each other. So I'm not worried about that at all. Okay, and it needs to go in the same location here. Okay, cool. So we've got this. Should we get this up and running? Should we just quickly do this now? What does everyone think? Should we create and see what other data we need, or should we get this one working? Because we do need... Oh, someone's unmuted.
I vote start building.
You vote start building. Okay, let's do it. So let's have a look. I've got my terminal here, which is very small. We can make that bigger. But I am thinking... Let me clone the repo first. I think that would make more sense because some things have been done already with automated testing and all the rest. So let me clone the repo. I might already have it. I might should update it. It's been a while since I looked at this project. Let's make this bigger for everybody. Downloads, repos, API. None of those. Maybe I don't have it cloned. Okay, let me clone it again just to make sure. Git clone. When you clone it, you won't get your password. And if you do, you'll get it right. Not like me. Okay, so if I go into API, do npm install, get that going. Oh, is that in the documentation? Let me see. Might be missing some stuff. Description, manage our community data, rules, okay. Oh, it does, we do have an installation, cool. Awesome, and then we can just go, let's open VS Code. We all like VS Code, right? Does anyone use anything else apart from VS Code? Let's have a look.
I use Sublime Text sometimes.
Oh, okay. Sometimes, or so do you mix between the two?
Yeah, so if I'm doing, full on development, I'm in VS Code where I have all my tooling and my IntelliSense and everything. But if I'm just changing a couple of lines, or when I'm working with really long text files, I either of those situations I open up Sublime Text because it's significantly faster.
Got you, I see. Okay, makes sense. I've just noticed that this has already been created and I completely forgot. So we can still make some improvements to this because we don't have like the lat long, we don't have the abbreviated version of this. So there are some improvements we can do, but to show everyone kind of how simple it is to get started, I am thinking maybe we create a new module potentially rather than use the existing one. So we can create the GitHub one, I think. Might be more interesting for people. Let me see how the chat is going. Created labels issue ID. Awesome. Thank you, Rohan. Has someone created the pull request yet for it as well? Let's have a look. Rohan has got like 2 green squares already today, at least from just this live stream. Let's see what everyone else has got. Notepad. I haven't used that in many years. Atom. I haven't used that many years either. I completely forgot about that. Nano. Okay. No one mentioned Vim yet. Khalid. Awesome. Halil. Sorry, I missed the last letter. Awesome to see you here. What else has Rohan created? Let me see. I think you've created a lot. I didn't see the number of pull requests there were a second ago. So issue templates, being create issue template. Love it. We do need a few. Maybe, I don't know, in this issue, if you want to mention which issue template this is for, like bug or, I mean, we could have just one to begin with and add others as well. Create labels. I would suggest using the title be descriptive, not too descriptive, so it doesn't go over a line. But here you could say, create labels using GitHub action or something like that. But that's cool. And there's no pull request yet, so no one's actually done it yet. Okay, that's cool. I like how in the labels you did put a link to it, which is awesome. I would suggest not putting it in a code block or inline code block because you can't click it. So I would suggest having it out of that. I don't think that's needed. But thank you so much for raising. That is awesome. And now the labels are kind of just the standard boring ones. When this action gets added, we'll get some funky cool labels, which is the open source label standard. Okay. Right. What did I get to? So let's see. Let's have a think. Let's create a new module so we don't affect this one for the moment. So let me close that. Let's just do a new issue. Bear with me, everyone. There is some method to my madness. Let's have a look. I think that's the expression. So the next bit of data we want GitHub data because we don't want to keep hitting GitHub every time. And we can read some from the API, but we'll get it from a GitHub action, right? So every time someone puts a comment on an issue, creates an issue, puts a comment on an issue, what else? Raises a pull request, put a comment on a pull request. I want to also add statistics for adding value to someone else's pull request or issue. So if you do a reaction, if you review someone's pull request, I want to kind of count that statistics. So we're in the Discord bot when we say, hey, what's this person's statistics? Or I want to create a directory for all the Eddie Hubbers and have their stats, the roles that they have on Discord. So our API will underpin all of this. But I want people to also who add value, not just by getting green square, but by supporting each other as well. So let's have a look. So we'll do GitHub. What do we call the other one? I've forgotten now. Discord data collection. So we could call this GitHub data collection. And the data that we might need is, so we'll call it GitHub, capital HID. And then some of the data we will want, again, if I do it in TypeScript, we will do it as an interface, and we will say GitHub. And we have to think about how we're going to tie this together. I did have an idea. I've kind of forgotten now, which is typical for me. So all the data that we want, I could look at the Firebase database, and let me just open that over here, and we'll see what we get from the action already. Oh, Prathamesh, no problem. It's cool. You can update your issue, or next time you'll know what to do. No problem. Thank you so much for raising it. Vim is good, but I don't know how to close it. Vim is awesome, and you can do some things like this, right? So if I open a README in Vim, you can like have it colors with numbers, and you can just do so much in Vim. Vim's awesome. You can customize it. There is madness to my method. Is that the expression? Meanwhile, there's just more madness to my madness. Yeah, you're all confusing me. I was going to say it's Friday, don't confuse me, but it's Monday, so that's not an excuse on my side. Let me just open Firebase on this side. I'm just going to open it on my other screen. So if I just do this, I just want to check nothing private is displayed. I haven't opened Firebase in ages. I really want to move away from it. So let me have a look and check. So I can give you a bit of behind the scenes, but not too much behind the scenes. If I just open the database and just check, I don't want anyone's personal information being shown. I can just show mine. So let's have a look. Bear with me. Username. If I search by my username, condition equal to Eddie. Great. You can't find my username. That is not so good. But I can bring this back. You don't have to look at the back of my head. But I'm just trying to find equal, less than, greater than. Firebase's search is not great. You know what? We can pick somebody else as an example. I'll just check there's no private information. Does this work? No. Okay. Scrub that. That is not working very well at all. I'm just going to randomly pick people. Okay, I've picked someone. I'm going to minimize their personal details and then bring it over. Let's have a look. Okay, hopefully this doesn't show too much. So what I want to show you is this is sort of the information that we collect. Fork, I think we should put this in an object, so it's not like kind of confusing what it is, but you've got fork one, they've created one fork, which is fine. We're collecting all the types of events, issue, comment, and pull request target. I don't know what target means, but those are the events. So other people might have more comments. Let me try and see if I can find somebody else. Again, let me take it over to this screen for a moment. I'll try and find someone else who has more information. Let's have a look. Some more interesting numbers, not more information, more interesting numbers. Issues 2 on this person, but you kind of get the idea. I don't think anything else is. Let me see what other types they have. I wonder if I could organize by issue numbers. Like that would be kind of good. Let me see. Let me try. Bear with me. Anyone on Radio Eddie wants to sing a song? That's also fine. I'm joking. You don't need to sing a song. Can't find my user. Why can't I find my user? Let's have a look. Issues, and let's do descending. Can we do descending? No. Okay, that's like disappointing. Very disappointing. Okay, forget that. Forget that idea. Okay, but you get the idea. So there will be. So we'll use Nick's trick because we won't know what it is. So it'll be a username, which will be from GitHub, and that will be a string. And we'll use Nick's trick, which will be key, and it will be string. And then it will be a number. It will be a countable. I think we should put this in an object, which we could put as stats. So therefore, it doesn't get mixed up with all the other data. What does everyone think? And then this key will be defined by GitHub. So it's not like something we have to kind of worry about. What have I missed in the chat? Let's have a look. Eddie, that laptop will fail. Which laptop? Must have missed something. I always love to see the behind the scenes, the peak setup. Thank you. Oh, my voice went low. Sorry, I was talking away from the mic over there. My bad. Let me talk this way. Thanks for letting me know. I was just probably mumbling to myself. Okay, let me bring this mic over here. Hopefully that's better now. Let's have a look. Okay. So this way, yes, we've got stats, which could be anything. Could be issue number, kind of, not issue number, issues, like how many there have been, how many comments. And what else can we grab from GitHub? We could grab their bio potentially, because I think we get the user object. So if we get the bio, then we could, in our Eddie Hubbard's directory, we can display some GitHub information without going all the way to GitHub. So let's have a look. That would be a string. So that'd be a different bio to what they set in Discord. And the question is, do we need the bio in Discord? Because now we've got 2 bios. Okay, we need to have a think about that. Let me put a comment in. Do we need Discord bio? Question mark. What else can we get from GitHub? We can get their location actually, but not a lot of people have set it. I definitely want to keep the location. Also, if people want to appear multiple times on the live stream, they have to keep resetting their location. I wonder if they can say do a ping like I'm here. Therefore, it doesn't save that in the database, but it's just like ping, and they keep pinging up on the map. And we can have like a timeout of like 30 seconds, so people can't just continually keep doing it. Otherwise, they'll be like dominating their location on the map. We do need their profile picture. Aha, that's something we do need. Avatar. And this will be a URL. So avatar URL, I think. We also get one from Discord, so we need to see which one we want to use. I'll think about that too as well. GitHub stars. Yes, we want some stats. We'll have to go to the API for that, but we could do that. So you've got stats will be from the actions, from their activity within our organization. But you're right, it'd be really good to get how many followers they've got, how many repos, etc. So that would be really good. So should we store that separately? Let me think. Because stats will be from the action. So it should be community stats, I think, because this will be specifically from any repos within our organization, because you need a specific GitHub action to collect this. But you're right, we can then store from the GitHub API, we could store how many followers they've got. Followers. What else do we have? That would be a number, not a string, s equals number. A number, we could have how many repos. That could be a number 2. What else have we got? Nobody puts Discord bio. Yeah, so we could omit that. You're right, from the Discord. So maybe we do. You're right. If they've got a bio in GitHub, let's just use that. I like that. Stars, good idea. Like that. Did I miss anything else? Let's have a look. Repos, followers. I think that's good for now. If we think of anything else, we can add more. This is not like set in stone. Remember, this is just kind of getting started. But you're right. I might remove the other one, Discord data collection. I might remove the bio in there, and they can just update their GitHub one. Okay, update. And just to keep things simple, I'm going to start a new project just to show everyone, like from scratch, right? And I've got a video coming out on this as well. So for those of you who missed this, you can see it again. But let's just create a new one real quick and just show you how quickly it is to get an API up and running, literally in minutes. So you install Nest, and that would be npm, oh, can't type, npm install, and you can install it globally if you've got the CLI everywhere, and it would be at nest, is it JS? I think it's at NestJS /CLI. But I've already got it installed, so I will do nest, which is the command, nest, and I think it's new, oh, forgotten, new live stream API. And it's going to ask me, do I want npm or yarn? I'm going to go for npm. Cool, yeah, we'll keep it really simple for now, and we can, pick either one of the data structures, and we could just use that. Don't forget, everyone, give the video a thumbs up, help support the channel, and trust me, it costs you nothing. Okay, so we've created that, and so let's go into that directory. Not that one. Oh, we've got more than one. API, there we go. And if we open VS Code like we did before with code dot, let's have a look. So we've got these new projects all being created for us. It's pretty cool. We can see this has all been created. So the first thing we can do is let's get the project up and running. I always tell people to get the project up and running, start dev, let's just check it works. And what I really love doing as well, once I've got it up and running, is you can run it in the browser. So we could open Chrome if you wanted, or we could actually test it within VS Code. So I can go requests.http, and there's a plugin for this. And then in here we could go http /localhost 3000. And you can see you've got the send request at the top. And the reason why I love doing it in this file is because I can commit this file so other people can use it. Hit send, hello world. So let's see what has been created. So what we've got is we've got the app module. That's the where you bring in your controllers, your services, your providers like database connections and all the rest. And then if you go into controller, your controller is where you specify what endpoints you want, and you can have multiple ones of these. So there's nothing in the get here, so therefore it's just going to use kind of / the root of the project. And then you can see when it hits the root of the project, it's going to get hello world. So let's just change this. Let's just say hello Eddie Hubbers to prove to you that it's working. Hit save, automatically reloads in the console below. And then if I go back to my request, and you saw what it said before, right? It said hello world. And if I send it now, it's going to say hello Eddie Hubbers. So we've got dynamic data, all is working, all is good. Oh, I've missed some stuff in the chat. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're going to keep it simple. Thanks for backing me up on that, Rohan. Really appreciate it. Is it me or is everybody else loving working with APIs? APIs is just so powerful. You're right, Tom, because it underpins, like if it's your mobile app, your web app, a bot, it just underpins everything. It is really, really good. And you can like mash up data, which is what I've got coming in my video. Hopefully this Wednesday, if not next Wednesday. I recorded it today. But how you can mash up data from like Twitter or GitHub's API and do what you want with it, add your own data and then return it back. So it's really, really nice. What do you think about Postman or some other tools? Yeah, Postman's really good. There's Postman, Insomnia or something for Mac. And there's another one which is really popular. And actually the author of that, the maintainer of that project joined our community last week. There are some other ones, but I like this how you can kind of commit it to the repo. Added labels, awesome. I'll check that out in a moment. Okay, so now we've got this. Let's make it even a bit more dynamic, right? So let's go back to the controller and let's specify that we want a parameter. So here we can say we want username, for example. And then if we pass in, so we're going to pass in username. That's what we want on the root. And then we will also need parameter. And then we will say params, we'll call it that. And we'll pass it through to here, and it should underline it, which is great because it says it's not expecting it, which is why I love TypeScript. We'll go to here, we'll pass through params to the service, and then instead of hello Eddie Hubbers, let's put in the param, the username, and we can prove that it's truly, truly dynamic. Okay, so here we will then go params.username, and if we save that, and also save that, you can see the red line has now gone, and if we go back to the request, and if I just give me a 404 actually, if I send this 404 exactly because it's expecting it in the root. So now if I go Eddie and hit send, it says hello Eddie. And if I go test, it also says hello test. So now we've got dynamics. That's going pretty cool. I lost what we're doing next. I've forgotten now. Okay, so now we've got a dynamic, but it's returning a string. We want it to return JSON. So what we could do next is remove this. And I'm going to do something in a second that Nick's going to tell me off probably for. But let's just say username, and we could say params dot username. So we're going to return that. And it's complaining because we're saying this returns a string, but actually it's returning an object. So it's important to have types, but just for simplicity now and to be more like JavaScript, I'm going to remove that. And that's complaining because it wants a comma at the end. That's why ESLint and Prettier is all so awesome. Keeps everything really consistent. Let's save that. And this is also complaining because it was going to return a string, but it's no longer going to return a string. Again, this is just a demo project. I'm going to delete it for simplicity, but you should have types on there. It makes developing in the future a lot easier. So now if I run this again, let's see what we get. So now it's an object. So now we're getting JSON back, which is what we really expect with an API rather than just strings. So that's pretty cool. Cool. So easy. Yeah, it's like, it's more like JavaScript. No, I didn't say be more like JavaScript. Just for this demo, we'll be more like JavaScript. Don't judge me. Okay, awesome. But you can see how simple it is to get an API up. And I've got for those people who have joined the live stream later on or have missed this, I have got a video coming out very soon on this and a bit more in depth, which can, you'll run through it really quickly. So
is that what are you using there to send that request right in your VS Code?
So I'm using a plugin, and it is called, where's my plugin tab? It is called, where is it? I don't know what it's called. It's installed. Here we go. It should say. I checked it earlier on today and I completely forgot. Like it's HTTP or request or something. See, my memory is so bad I cannot even remember what I looked at like a couple of hours. Here we go. REST client. That's what it's called.
That is amazing, and I'm going to go install that.
It is so cool because we can commit this file. So what we can, let's do another example. So if I just put in my GitHub username, and then I'm going to duplicate that, and then you've got to separate it with 3 hashes, and then I can do nix, which if I think is like, that looks kind of right-ish. I don't know if it is, but we're not going to GitHub now at the moment, but yeah, I can send these, which is great. So it says Eddie, and it says Nick, and then you can do things. So this is defaulting to a get. So what it would be like is get, and then you can do headers, and then if you were to do a post, you would just do an open bracket, and then you can just send in the body for the post. And it's just so awesome because you can commit this to the repo, so then people can just have a play, and it is just so cool. Yeah, this plugin is epic. Right, hopefully you're all still awake and you're all still with me. So what else can we do? So we've got this kind of API running. We're not going to save it to a database just yet. What else can I show you? Let's do some different routes maybe. So we've got the get with the username. Maybe we could do, let's just duplicate this, I suppose. And this should be, I don't know, get help. We could even have something like this. I haven't tried this before. This should work though. So this will be nothing on there. And then here it will be, we can still have it in the service. We could say get help. We won't be passing anything through to it. Let's have a look. And of course it's a bit upset because I don't have anything. So I'm just going to duplicate this. And we're going to say get help. And we're not expecting a parameter. And in return, we could say something like, actually this, we don't even need to do the help example because it's got like Swagger built in and it's got all those awesome tools. Maybe we should call this not help. Let's just call this ping just to check if you want the services alive. And you can say, pass a string back like, I don't know, alive. Alive. Therefore, we can check that if people want something really simple. So let's call that ping. It's always good to have like a health check. Some people call it health check. And you can just check things work. Ping. There we go. And so if we come to the here again, we can create another one of these. And then the first one could be on the root. I don't think we renamed it ping. And it just says alive. So we can just check it's alive. So that's pretty good. Always good to have like a health check. Trying to see what else we can show. So we did say, so we're collecting that data and we could do a post as well. So to do a post, we will do, I have a space there.
How about setting the status code?
Oh yes, true. Or I might check the docs for that. That's a really good point. Aha, I like that idea. So what we can do, if it's not found, then we could say it's a 404. And if it is found, we could say that it's, because now if I pass in any kind of rubbish at the end, it will always return it. We might want kind of like an allowed list or whatever it was. So yeah, good point. So I'm gonna have to check the docs because I don't remember. Let's have a look. NestJS, and we got documentation. Yes, Swagger's already available. So let me have a look. If you go to, oh, maybe it's bigger. This must be tiny for all of you. Here we go. Yeah, it has so many things built in. It's crazy. Database connections are all built in with ORMs. They're not loaded. You just need to add them in the module if you want them loaded. You've even got WebSockets. I actually wrote like a chat system in like 5 minutes using this. It was just crazy. It wasn't under microservices. It was under, I did read it. Where is it? Under fundamentals. Because like testing is built in. Where was the Swagger stuff? I did see that. It wasn't under security. Because you can do rate limiting and all this sorts of stuff, which I just thought was just epic. Recipes, here we go. I think it was under here. Because you've got CRUD generator, you can just run a command and it creates CRUD for you. And I think it's just super cool. Here we go, Swagger, Open API Swagger, which is pretty cool. So I did use this on another project very briefly, just as a kind of prototype, and literally ran that command. I think it just set some config, like the title and so on, and it just did so much. I need to have a proper play with that, and I will have a proper play and let you know. But then you get this kind of UI interface where you can just play with the API, which is just epic. I need to have a proper play with that to see what the limitations are. So let me just go back to the beginning, and in the overview, and if I go back to the controllers, there was, so this is the routing, so you can have cats as your controller, and then you can add routes and stuff. Let's have a look, because that will be kind of like a base route on all of them, and then you can then do an extra route on that if you need to. But let me have a look at, where was it? Not providers. I did see this today in documentation. Have anyone? Here we go. Status code. Aha, found it. It's just that. So let's have a look. So what we can do is, that won't be dynamic though, is the only thing. So on a create, we always want 204, or 201 is what I usually use actually, that is being created. But what happens if we want it dynamic? That's a good point. Nick's asked me a hard question. Let's have a look. Sometimes you want to determine the HTTP status code or redirect the URL dynamically. Do this by returning an object from the router handler method with the following shape. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at an example. Okay, so you return it as part of that. How does it not know it's part of the data though? That's quite interesting. Interesting. Okay, so root parameters we did already. If anyone beat me to it, let me know in the chat. Cal, hopefully I pronounced your name right. In my humble opinion, best becomes very powerful. Best, I guess you mean Nest, becomes powerful when building microservices. Yeah, because you can get the microservices all to, be the same standard or talk to each other. I think that's really, really cool. But if you know how to do status codes dynamically, let me know. I did see it in the docs how to do it specifically, but I want to do it dynamically is the thing. Let's have a look. Might have to be Google. You're going to have to see how bad my Google foo is. I can't believe that is the way you do it. Is pass it in as where is it? Status codes. It was further down here. Pass it in just as part of the object, like that. I can try it. I don't believe it's going to work, because otherwise that would be a reserved name, I suppose. Let me try it. Are we feeling?
Yeah. Scroll back up to the status code again.
Yep. Further up. Yep. Here we go.
And then give me a second because the YouTube video is behind.
No worries.
If you can use a specific, or right there below the hint, it says something about injecting with the @res decorator there.
Inject using res object, or in case of an error, throw an exception. Often this isn't static exactly, but depends on various factors. In the case you need a library to inject using the res. Can we click on that and get more information? No. But I think that's good. Headers, to use custom response headers, you can either use @header decorator in a library and call res header directly. Surprised it doesn't have like a good example. I mean, it says it this one here. Where is it? Down here. Status code and URL for the redirect. Can we do a similar sort of thing? I mean, I can just try it. What's the worst going to happen? It's just not going to do anything, or it's going to break. You could use an interceptor to access the res before sending the response. That is true. But I think I wouldn't want to use an interceptor, because the interceptor wouldn't know what state the service is in, because really I'm guessing I want to, if it's not found, I want to throw an exception in the service, and then probably set the status code in the controller. Is what I'm thinking. Let me just hard code something in here now. So if we've got, let's have a look. If I return this object and I do that, and then, oops, there we go. And if in here, I don't think this would work. It just seems too easy. status code. And if I just say 404, so we should still get a result. And I want to say it's 404, and I haven't changed this, so that's okay. Okay, let's try this. So if I hit this, Eddie, it says 200, and it returned it as part of the data, which is what I thought it would do. So there's obviously something extra I need to do, and I think it's to what Nick said about this at res, inject using res. Let's see if we can figure it all out. How many people we've got on the stream? We've got over 20 people. Let's see if we can figure it out between us. Oh, I can just have a Google. NestJS. I hear Nick typing. He's going to try and beat me to it. NestJS status code. Oh, interceptor. Okay, that is what... Is it Carl? Did I pronounce that right? It's got a H in it, so I'm not sure. Is it Cal? Let me know how to pronounce it. That's for the page I'm on in the doc, so that doesn't count. Okay, I might have misunderstood what interceptors do. I need to read more of the docs. Controllers. Let's have a look. I think I saw something in this blog post, just saw in the description. 404. Here's an example. Okay. Can I do it dynamically? This is where, I think a lot of people don't put real world examples in their blog posts and in their documentation. They put kind of the easiest example, which I'm probably guilty of as well. But sometimes you just want a real world example. We're going to need to set the parameter example we did, which is good. Request payload. This is all Nick's fault for asking me to do something really, really difficult, which should actually be really easy. And I bet you once you figure it out, it's going to be really easy. It's just we're not
I didn't think it would be this.
But I think it shows, we all get stuck sometimes, especially when using something new. Oh, I just learned something new doing this research. So I knew there was get, post, put, delete, patch, options, head. I didn't know there was all. So it looks like you can use all where it will catch all of them. So that's pretty cool. Okay, but to how to set it specifically, let me check the chat if someone's given an answer. Your pronunciation is correct. It's actually German. Okay. I pronounced it two different ways. Was it the first way or the second way? Was it Carl or Cal with a silent H? Let me know one or two so I can get it right, because I feel bad for getting it wrong. So thank you very much. And hello, Germany from London. Sounds like it's middleware to me. You found a GitHub issue while searching. Yeah, I think I saw a GitHub issue and I didn't look at it, but it might be have an answer in there. Yeah, the middleware, like the interceptor, for me it's more like for logging or more for global things. This is really specific to this endpoint, unless I need to write something where I can set it from that particular thing and I can use it anywhere, that particular kind of endpoint. So I don't know. I'd be surprised if I had to do that. I think that would be a bit missing a trick.
Really complicated.
But I think we're missing something, because it can't be like that hard. Everything else on this thing, I built a little chat system, real-time chat that just worked so quickly. I can't believe this. And maybe it's just something missing in their documentation. I mean, or I'm missing it in the documentation. And it's something that we could always add. It's open source as well. Let's have a look. See that HTTP code 204, it's set hard-coded, but I want to do it dynamically. There must be a way. Come on. This blog post looks very similar to, no offense to them, but it's very similar to documentation. They've just run through the documentation and put it in their own words. There is an issue. Maybe this is the issue that someone was talking about in the chat. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. This is the question. So they were using at res, and I have to return the res, I'm guessing. It said request, inject request and a response. There's no example. I don't know why people don't give an example. The example speaks like 1,000 words. And this just looks... They've done it with an interceptor as well. But again, I can't believe just to set that dynamically, I need an interceptor. I want to look at the chat and someone's going to say, Here we go. Hey, Mohammed's here. Mohammed, long time no see. How are you doing? How's the new job going? And not so new, I guess, anymore. Can I share on Discord? Yep, you can share on Discord. GitHub links are allowed. I sent a link in Team Eddie channel for the status. Mohammed, you're always so fast. Let me bring this over and have a look as well. You found it already. And you've given an example. Oh, okay. Now I think I get the res thing. Okay, thank you. That's awesome. It is in the docs. And this has gone to library specific. Did it go to the right place in the page? Oh, it did. It was further down. I didn't go far down enough. My bad. Thank you. And I think someone else in the chat. Middleware is before the request. Comes to the controller. Right. Okay. Thank you. Not before the res is sent. Thank you so much for clarifying that. That is very, very true. So it's on the incoming before the controller, not on the outgoing after the controller. Love that. Thank you for clearing that up. I really appreciate that. Okay, so we've got this. Here we go. So what we need to do is put in the response. Okay, let me add that. Let's give this a go. Mohammed's only around for a few minutes and already like kind of fixing my stuff. So we've got a parameter in here. Let me do it on the ping. Actually, let me leave this one alone for the moment. Let me play with the ping one. So I want to add res, and we need to add the import. Hopefully it imported the right one. It did from NestJS common. And then in here, the next thing we need to do according to this is, let's just copy it. And you do have set status codes, which is pretty awesome. So let's have a look. Oops, meant to put that in there, delete that. There we go. So we have res status, and then we have HTTP status, and then you can either specify a number or use the static ones. I always recommend using the static ones. So let's have a look. Is there a not found? What have we got on here? Oh, I probably need to include it first. That would help. And then we could go not found, 404. We like that one. Why is status complaining? Is not callable. Type number has no call signature. Interesting. Have I broken it already? I don't know if we need to convert that to JSON or not either. What is that? Accepts any. So that will come as JSON. So it should be okay. I don't think we have to convert it. Why is that failing? This expression is not callable. Type number has no call signature. Oh, there's no return on it. Interesting. Still doesn't like it. They don't put a return on it, they just say that. Let me see. Someone in the chat's probably answered it for me. Go on, Nick.
Where's your response import?
Thanks, Alex, saying no return. This one, it is up here. So I imported the, what do you call these again? The decorator. And then there's, response here. I see what you mean. Yes. How come it's not underlined? Interesting why it's not underlined.
So the issue is the res parameter, if you look at the example, is the response type from Express.
Oh, I see. Okay, got you.
And I think what you've got in your code is the response type from Node.
Got you. Oh, that's a bit confusing. Thank you for spotting that.
No kidding. I run into that all the time. It drives me nuts. Now
that's working. Okay, great. And I have removed the return as pointed out by Alex. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just using post or get. I'm just doing this as a get for a simple example. We can do a post as well afterwards. Post is for creating a resource. At the moment, we're just kind of getting a ping that it's alive. But Mercy Pink, thank you so much. And Carl, I think it's Carl. You haven't told me if it's version number 1 or 2. Says yes. That is confusing. Because usually if it's underlined, you kind of go, okay, I know what's wrong, and I'll import it. So yep. Let's run it and have a look. So let's go to here. Let's run this one. And it says alive, and we've got a 404 not found. So it works. And that's doing it on a get. And let's just check if we do it on a post. So we want to do the ping, and if we do it on a post, I need to import the post, hit save, and if I do the get, it will get a 404, but for no alive, exactly 404 not found. And if I change this to a post, I think it's done like that. Send it, it should be alive 404, because I've still got that set as a 404. Let's change this to OK. Because it's a bit boring. What else have we got? Conflict. Okay, save that. Run it again. Oh, cancel. Save. And you can see 409 conflict, and it still says alive. Okay, so now we all know how to set the status and how to change the verb from get to post and so forth. Awesome. I think we're all expert API creators now. So who's going to create an API this week? And what are you going to create?
Maybe I'll move my battle snake to Nest. That could be fun.
That could be quite an interesting one, actually. Then I wonder if you could get it put on the battle snakes, example repos. Oh, that could be quite a good live stream. We could
Don't say that. I already get enough encouragement to live stream, and I haven't really done live stream coding yet.
Well, we could do it together with Radio Eddie if you want. We could do that where we have like the battle snake example hello world working, and then we create a Nest equivalent, and then we can see if we can get it put on the battle snakes, community example projects.
Yeah, that could be fun. That could be a lot of fun.
That could be quite cool, I think. What does everyone think in the chat? Let us know. Would that sound interesting? So we've got an actual API example from the examples of Express, and we're going to use Nest. Because I think, it will help with the testing. It will help with, using ESLint and pretty enough to set that up. And you can even do some funky stuff as well with it too. Oh, got my ideas ticking away, but we should keep it simple to begin with. I see Carl says using Nest for customer projects at work. So we know who to ask when we get stuck. That's why you know a lot about it. But it does seem really powerful. It does seem really, really powerful. And really easy to get started once you know how to do it. What else have I missed in the chat? No, I don't think I missed too much. Cool. Okay, so that's a good question, Nick, because we didn't know how to do the status codes, and now we do. So that's good. And I think it sent it back as JSON or as a string. Let me check. I can't remember what it said. Okay, that's coming back as a string. So if I just return that as JSON, rather than a lie, I just want to make sure it all still works as it would be. So if I just say, I don't know, what can we say? Heartbeat alive. Something like that. So if I save that, will that automatically come through now just as a JSON? It does. Okay, perfect. So again, Nest is figuring it out. It's doing its awesome stuff. That's cool. I really, really do like it. And just to show the other project quickly. People don't want to see testing. I'm not going to go into testing now. Everyone thinks that's boring. Who tests? Who has to worry about security? It's fine. Security, it will never happen to me, right? That's what everyone says. So security is not important. Testing, well, it always works. So don't need to worry about testing. It's fine. What API ideas do people have? Write in the chat, let us know. So Nick came up with the battle snake one. I've got the idea to convert the GitHub action rather than using Firebase to use our API. Therefore, other projects in our community projects can read from it. Then I've also got EddieBot to read and write from the API rather than connect to the Firebase database. Again, let's get rid of Firebase. Testing on that is a real pain. What else ideas do other people have? Kelly, awesome to have you here. I think you're new. I don't think I've seen you before. So everyone say hi to Kelly. I want to see testing lots. I think you wrote lots. Oh, LOLs. Sorry, it's really small on that screen. Look, I have to kind of like crouch down to read that. So my apologies. Okay, we can look at testing as an example. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I looked at it. So let me open a new tab and go to that API project, which is the one that's on GitHub. And we do have testing in here. I'm pretty sure it's merged in already. It might be in a PR at the moment. Let's have a look. So let me get that project up and running. So if I want to stop the other one, let me stop that. Otherwise they'll clash on the ports. And if we do npm run start dev, and you're going to love this testing. This is using Cucumber. If I just start that, hopefully it runs. I think I did do npm install. And if you look at our tests, so what we have, so you should be able to see straight away what features we have. We have a hello world. Hello world is, I hit the // I expect a 200, and I expect it to say, welcome to Eddie Hub. That's pretty good testing, right? I know Nick and a few other people have seen this on my Battlesnake. I have put in Cucumber tests as well. Let me see. I can't even remember how to run this. It's been so long. It does run on CI there as well, on GitHub Actions. So to run this, I just started this with start dev, but and Kelly, let us know in the chat what testing do you use. I mean, have you used it before? If you do, what tools do you use? Selenium, Cypress. Let us know. I'd be interested to know. Do you focus on more unit testing, end-to-end testing, and so forth? Let's have a look. Are you more into Jest or Chai or Mocha? I'm not going to get into that. That's a dangerous conversation. I'm pretty flexible because I use Cucumber usually. That wraps the actual steps. So we would write the step definitions. I can't remember what we're using here. Let's have a look. We are using, what do we use? Does it have it here? Maybe it's in the other one. Let's have a look. We're using Chai. So yeah, because we have these step definitions that are easily kind of repeatable, right? So you have this regex, make a get request to, and this is the regex. Then in our Cucumber test, we just write make a get request to. I think some of these need to be reworded. When I always come back and revisit these, I think actually I can make that a lot cleaner. But you can reuse this over and over again. So if we've got like our Discord features, you can see get a list of users. Again, this is the same as before. Make a get request to that. Expecting a 200 and expecting an array of kind of empty data and so on. And then you can do tables like this as well. It's like pretty easy to get started. Once it's set up, I think setting it up is a little bit of a pain. Never heard of Cucumber, to be honest. Yeah, it's really cool. So you still need, Cucumber doesn't do the actual like test, the assertion, but it gives you this abstraction. So you don't have to get into like, if you're doing UI, because this is testing an API, but you can use Cucumber for the UI as well. But in the UI, you don't have to get into page object models to try and do the abstractions. You don't repeat your tests over and over again. So let's try and run this and see. Let me remind myself how to run this. Let's have a look. Test E to E. So that's what it's going to be. So I don't think I need to have it running. I think it starts it automatically for us. So let me try. This is where I want to embarrass myself. npm run test E to E. So even if you're using Cypress on the front end, I also use Cucumber to do that. So that ran really, really fast. And I bet you think, Eddie, that ran, it's behind my head, isn't it? It's not going to be very helpful. Let me bring it over here. That's really small. Let me just bring it over there a little bit. There we go. It's a bit better, right? And I bring this a bit higher. So you're going to say, Eddie, that ran too fast and didn't do actually any tests. Well, I believe the same as well. So let's just break something and check. So we can either change a test or we can change the code. Let's have a look. Let's change the code. So the hello world is probably going to be in source. Make this a bit wider. And it's probably going to be on the default controller. It probably is. It calls the service hello world. So welcome to Eddie Hub. Let's just delete Eddie Hub. There we go. And I'm going to save that. And let's run this test again. And hopefully it should break. And I want to catch up on the chat while that's running. Break, please break. It passed. This is why test-driven development is so important. Because, maybe we didn't build the code. Let me check. This is why test-driven development is so important. Because if your test is always green, you never know if it's passing or not. I think we need to build it first. Let me see. That one's Cucumber P default. I'm guessing we need to build it. Let's do it first. npm run build. And then I'll catch up on the chat while it's building. Let's have a look. What have I got? Ricardo, hey, just met your channel and I'm seeing all your videos. Can't wait to start open source. Yes, open source. Who needs some green squares? We can all get you some more green squares for today. I'm always giving away green squares to make your profile active. Don't forget, you can join our GitHub organization as well. And by joining the GitHub organization, you need to raise an issue on our support repo where you'll get a green square. So that's pretty cool. Yes. Let me bring that up on the screen. That's a great suggestion. Thank you so much. Prathamesh, yes, join our Discord so we can chat between live streams and videos. Awesome. Okay, cool. Right. I've built that. Let's run it again. I hope this fails. Fail, 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 fail. Come on. It's a very bad test. If it always passes, that's not good. So that says welcome to EddieHub. And the code definitely said, I did save it as well, right? I did save the file. That's the test. And the service says welcome to. So that, what is that checking? And the response should be. Let's have a look. So if let's find out what this is. So, and the response should be. So we can go to the step definition, go to responses, and we can see. And the response should be, we expect the contents of that to equal data. Let's just put some console logs in and actually see what it thinks either of those are. Because something is not right. So first one, we will put in the body. And then the second one, we will put in the data. Let's have a look and let's get if we get some output. That's why live streams are great, because you get to see all the kind of warts and all, really. Here we go. So what does it think? The first output. Here we go. Not add an empty user. That's the wrong test. Oh, it's not running it. That's probably why. Oh, no, it is. Hello world. Here we go. It's running it last. Welcome to EddieHub. And the first one was empty, but they're empty on all of them. Interesting. Let's have a look. Kelly,
hey,
yes.
Do you need to restart your server?
It should run it itself. So I did stop the server, and it should run it, but I might need to build it, which is what I ran before. This might be updated in a PR. There was a bit of work done on a PR. So let me run the test again and see. No, it's still passing. So what it's saying is, welcome to EddieHub. That will be if I go to this code. Oh, did not mean to do that. Go back down here. Terminal. So that will be the second one, the data. So the data coming in from the API. That's actually interesting. Or is data, let me see. No, data is what we get from here. Okay, so that's fine. So this is what's coming in via the context. Let's see what the context is. Context is up here. And I think it must come from, is it shared between the request? Okay, it's also there. So maybe it's in the support. Wow, this has been a long time. Let's have a look. Context is here. So you've got app, response, and pre-request. Okay. So let's have a look. And we've seen the chat. Someone's probably given an answer in the chat as well and told me how to fix it. Let's have a look.
How come your hello world feature, that's what you changed to say welcome to instead of welcome to EddieHub, right?
I changed it in the service, in the code. So no, the test I left the same.
Okay.
And I changed it in the code. So let me move this over here, give it a bit more space. Interesting enough, that is empty. And if it's empty, why is it failing? Try assertion. It needs to match, right? Value. Oh, is that correct? I might be wrong. I have to remind myself. Let's bring it up. Try. Yeah, I would have thought, can you just do that shorthand? Again, I didn't write this, so I could be, have I closed it? I closed it. It was a bit silly, Eddie. I wasn't sure if expect is a shorthand. Maybe it is, because I always think of it as expect to be or to equal. Let's just do that underneath as well. So we expect, which way round should we do it? Sorry, say that again?
Yeah, we need to chain it. Right now you're just expecting the response dot body to exist.
Right, okay. I'm going to put out the response. The response looks empty as well, which is a bit odd. Let's run this again and have a look. Oh, that's a lot of data. Okay, it failed. Okay, so this is better. Yes, welcome to Eddie Hub to equal empty. Right, so it's failing now, which is good, but still the body is empty, which is interesting. But I did dump it out. So let's have a look why it's empty. Welcome to, there we go. Okay, so it's not in body, it's in text, which is quite interesting. Why would it be in text, not in body? And this is why TDD is so important, because this was passing and we're all thinking, yeah, CI is green. How cool are we? But we can break it and it still works. I've seen that on client projects as well, where they say, look, we've got 100% code coverage. Everything works. And I delete all their project and I run the test and it's still green. And I've just done that to myself. Okay, so I really thought it would be body. Interesting why it's not. Okay, so now if I change that to text, not test. I know we're talking about tests. And I remove that line, save that. Let's run it again. It should still fail. And it should say, well, yes, here we go. So now we can actually see it says actual expected. And that's the wrong way round. So the first one is what we got. So these should be the other way around, because and people might think, oh, but it's doing the check, it's fine. But actually, later on when you come to debug, you need to know which way round it is. So let me remove the data, the console log. We don't need all that now. If I run this again, I want to do one more check afterwards as well. I'm going to change it again. So here we go. So the actual was that, and the expected was that, which is correct. We've got a failing test now, which is really good. And if you notice, some other ones are failing as well, because they were all going green before, but now they're going red. So by putting in, like you said, putting in the chain, we've actually got some failing tests, some real failing tests. Awesome. The importance of tests, right? Okay, so now if I change this to welcome to Eddie Hub, and I put an exclamation mark on it, I just want to see if I need to rebuild the code or it rebuilds it as part of the tests. Let's have a look. No, it rebuilds it as part of the test, so that's fine. I don't need to run the build. And just to prove that it works, if I remove the exclamation mark, we've got 2 failing at the moment. We will go down to 1 failing. Let's have a look. And we've gone down to 1 failing, which is another test failing. But again, the importance of it, of tests. So, okay, so that one's now passing, so we can close that and be happy. I'm going to have to raise a pull request for this. And the other one that is failing, as we're on it, we have a quick look. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I'm using the wrong project. That's a bit confusing. Let me hide this one. There we go. Okay, so put this over here. Make it full screen. So the other one was Discord feature. So you can see this does a lot more. And the one that's failing, we have to check some of the others as well. Maybe we should break some of the others and check that they do fail when we break them. Is, which test is this? This is add an empty user. So add an empty user, make a post request without body to Discord endpoint. Then the response should be a 400 and it should say this. Okay, so we run that and it's expecting status code 400, message incomplete to equal object raw table. So that is not good at all. So basically, I think the issue is this brings back a table and this brings back a string. So trying to combine them into a single one, I don't think works. So we could split that out. The best thing I always recommend to people is split things out. And then after you've done it, if you do see repetition, then you know, try and remove the duplication. So this contains, and this will be a table response. And let's do a console log and see what data we've got. So how it comes, I can't remember. I have to check documentation on the format that it comes on. So if we do 2 console logs, just to have them separate. Let's have a look and run the test again. How's the chat doing? Let me catch up. Karen, thank you very much. Never give up. This is great. I'm not going to give up just yet. So thank you all so much for your support. Hopefully we've still got some of the people who encouraged us to write some tests still here and they haven't fallen asleep. Write in the chat, open source, if you're still here. And also let me know if you want some green squares. We can get you some green squares. Oh, I put a slash in there. That was a bit stupid. There we go. And of course, give this video a thumbs up. Really helps support the channel. Okay, it failed. We knew it was going to fail. So we did put a console log. Where is the console log? Here we go. Hopefully it's not behind my head. Do let me know if it is. So it got, that was what it got, and that's what it's expected. Okay, so we need to now map the data from one to the other. So with tables in Cucumber, we need to map this. So that's fine, that's easy. So that's an array within an array, and we want to check status code against, I think we should do this the other way around, actually. We should do it like this. Status code should be, there's two ways to get the data though, in Cucumber, if I can remember correctly. There's two ways to get it, because sometimes you use the table horizontally and sometimes you use it vertically. In this case, I could change it. So message would be here, and status code 400 would be this way around. And the reason why I've done that, if I just format this page as well, the reason why I've done that is now, if I run it again, you will see there is some logic here. Bear with me. Open source, so Mercy Pink, you need a green square. Let's get you a green square. Testing open source. Matthew, I don't know what that says. Hopefully it's something nice. Are you just developers, or are you also having experience of DevOps like Kubernetes? Yeah, I do DevOps as well. So actually, if you want to have a look at some DevOps stuff, or if you want to give me some feedback on that, I do have a pretty cool repo that I can show. That is, I can share a link in the chat. But we've got some GitHub actions that create a release. As you can see, the number 071 automatically. But not only does it create it, it also increments the number, and it puts in the change logs. So you can see this was a big bump. This went to version 5. It was a minor, and it had bug fixes and features. And then from that, we deploy it to the Kubernetes cluster. So if I go to GitHub Actions, I did this on a live stream as well with Sid. Do check out his stream as well. So we create the change log and the release, and that triggers a Docker build as well. So we do build the Docker and we push it to the GitHub registry, container registry, and then we deploy to the Kubernetes cluster. So that's all automated. It is pretty cool. I need to do it to our other repos as well we have in our GitHub organization. So let me share a link to that now. That's to this project, which we're using kind of best practices. There's still obviously always improvements to be made. So any suggestions, do raise an issue, get your green square. And we're going to get some green squares for Mercy Pink, wanted a green square. And Kelly, you're welcome. We'll do some more testing in a minute as well. And any questions, let us know in the chat. Okay, so this is our kind of best practice kind of project that we're using at the moment. We've got labels. We've got loads of automation going. Do check out the workflow directory. We've got documentation being published to GitHub pages. We've got labels. Loads of stuff. I'm not going to go through it all now because everyone's heard me talk about this all the time. I do have some videos on this on my YouTube channel as well. Okay, so open source. Okay, Mercy Pink. Right, let's have a look. What we need, there is an issue for creating an issue template, but we could have another issue to create a specific template, like bugs or idea. Oh, there's some pull requests as well, which is going to add labels. Someone's added labels already. Fix broken links. Love that. We'll get to that shortly. And there were some other, didn't mean to go to our organization. But actually, as I'm here on our organization, I'm going to share a link to our support where you can raise an issue to get a green square, but also invite us to the GitHub organization. Just raise an issue with the template, and then you'll get added to our GitHub organization as well. Cucumber reads tables left to right, so messages should be replaced with 404 and vice versa. Okay, let me get back to that in 2 seconds. Let me get you your green square, because you do deserve a green square. Let's have a look. What else? So we've got a Docker being built on this. We've got, I think we've got releases as well being added. Oh no, we haven't. So if you could raise an issue saying we need changelog, I think we haven't got changelog. Yes, so Mercy Pink, if you could raise an issue, get your green square for today, saying we need the changelog to be created on this API repo, I can share a link with you as well. Hey Jay, how you doing? Awesome to have you here. Okay, let me read some chat that I've missed. Tom, what kind of tests would you recommend? Unit, end-to-end, etc. They test different things. With end-to-end tests, you're testing like the whole system, like the whole API or the whole front end to through the API and all the way to the database. It depends on your setup. So end-to-end depends on that kind of project. End-to-end, I think, adds lots of value because you're testing it like a real user, or if an app's using the API, like a real API. But there's some things you can't test. There's some boundary conditions you can't test, whereas with unit testing, you can test those boundary conditions. So I would definitely need both. And I think it's important to use it where it makes sense. Like some people unit test getters and setters. I used to do that, but now I think there's probably no point doing that. I think there's times better spent elsewhere. Okay, 43 people watching. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here. That's a victory sound. And give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really helps support the channel. Okay, so let's go back to what Mercy Pink was saying. And was saying by default it reads left to right. Does it really? Because this seems, where is it? This seems easier to me because this is an array. So I've got status code of 400 and then the next block is message of incomplete. I think it reads left to right in terms of status code 400 is kind of like one block and then message incomplete like another by default. But you can switch it around. Let me just manipulate that now. This is where I need all of your help. Nick is super quick. We're exploring NestJS for APIs and with Cucumber automated testing as well, which we found out was testing, but wasn't really testing. So let's have a look. So let's manipulate this data and see what can we get. So we've got the correct data. So we can see that the raw table's got the data we want and it's got the expected, but it doesn't equal. So we need to manipulate this. So what we probably want to do is remove this to data and just say, I don't know, check, and let's put a constant where check equals, and we're going to manipulate data now. So what could we do? So we've got an array of an array. This is where our data manipulation is going to test us. We can do it between us, right? Okay, let's have a look. Jay says zero experience with NestJS. Well, I had zero experience like up until a few days ago, and I'm actually really, really loving it. So highly recommend having a look at it. Got a video coming out very soon on it. So if you've missed a bit of the live stream, you can catch up on it afterwards. But if you want to see that kind of really concise video with some calling third-party APIs and mashing the data together, that video is definitely one to check out. Eddie's about to fire you. Why, Nick? What happened? Nick, I can never fire you. You're always helping me and helping everyone else as well.
Like 5 messages above, I just sent the best unit test ever.
Oh, I missed that. Expect true to be true. Let's bring that up on the screen. Okay, that is the. And what did they say? The best code is the code that isn't there or something, like isn't written. I can't remember. But yes.
Yeah, the best code is no code.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't fail tests if you don't have code.
Exactly. I love that. And do we have any? We have no one on Radio Eddie. If anyone wants to jump on Radio Eddie, do jump on and chat to us, and you can join the live stream. Just audio only. You don't have to, come on visually on the screen. Okay, let me try and do this right now. Okay, so we've got data. We can, we need another high. We got the failing test. We got it green. We've got our last failing test. Let's get it green. Let's get this API. It's working, but let's get it really working with tests. So data, let me see. So right, we're going to do probably a map, I would have thought, because we've got the first array. So I'll call it, I don't know, an item. Item's a terrible name. Actually, what it will be, if we look at the test, it's going to be a row. So actually, that might be more descriptive. So it's going to be the row. And then we want to manipulate it into a key value pair. There might be a better way to do this. We'll get this working, and then once the test is working, like really working, then we can always tidy it up even more, but we'll know that it needs to stay working. So for each row, we probably just want to get the key. Oh, God, it's going to test me now. Key. So we could do something like this, right? Return the object of key. No, it's not going to be key because we don't have a key. Eddie, that doesn't make sense. It's going to be like this. It's going to be 0 and 1. So it's going to be row 0. Oh, this is going to be nasty. Doesn't look very nice, does it? And then this is going to be row 1. I think that makes sense. Why is it complaining? Oh, semicolons, yes, that's the linter complaining. And why is the map complaining? Map does not exist on type string. How is it a string? Oh, because it says it's a string up there. Array. It is an array? I know it's an array. It is. Cannot find name array. Eddie, that doesn't make sense. It's that for the type. Oh, extra bracket. There we go. Okay, good. I think that should work, right? What do you think? Is everyone feeling positive? Like out of 10, write in the chat how positive you're feeling this is going to work. I think we're going to go through each item in this array. So in this case, this one. We're going to pull out the first item, status code, is going to make that the key of the object. And then we're going to have the value of the object 400. And then we're going to do the same for that. And it will return an array. Or it will return an array which is incorrect. It will be closer, but it will be an array where we actually want it to be objects. So how can we do that? Let me just run this and see if we're getting a bit closer. Let's have a look. What do you think? Out of 10, how much closer are we? Oh, Aditya, thank you. That helps. I missed that, but it definitely does help. I was a bit slow on the chat. Okay, so let's have a look at the example. There we. Where is it? Oh, the console log is the original data still, so that's not going to change. Right, let's do the check, the actual data that we're manipulating. Let's have a look. Okay. Where is it? Data.map is not a function. Well, that's not good. Why is data.map not a function? It's an array. It's a function. I'm not going crazy. All these lights like going to my head. Like I need to wear sunglasses probably. It might help. Okay, let's have a look. What did I make a mistake now? Let's go to the previous test where we're outputting data. Let's have a double check. Oh, it's data table. I was just looking here. I was going straight to that. That's my skim reading. But it's actually in raw table, and that's it. Okay, so it will be. So actually, that is not correct. It's they should have a type for this, but they probably don't. So it's probably going to be an object. I should probably create my own types for this, but for the moment, raw table is going to be, then that's going to be an array. I think that's the type. And then it will be data, oh, raw table. Is it capitals? It's lowercase r. Okay, here we go. Raw table dot. I think that will work now. Let's have a look. So you're feeling confident 1 to 10. It's not going to pass because we've still got the array issue where it's not mapped quite right, but we shouldn't get an error. So there we go. It's getting closer. So this is what we expected in the here in this. No. Where is it? That's actually what we get. And this is what we're kind of mapping from the test data. So we're close. We've got that object, and then it's another object in the array, but we want it to be in the same object. So let me think, how can we do that? I'm looking in the chat this time before I what do people think? So we need to get an array to an object. Reduce, we do it with a reduce. Ah, yes, great minds, level up sound effect. Yes, I think you're right. I think a reduce would do it. So change it to reduce. It's going to be reduce, and then the first item is going to be the result, and the second item is going to be current, and then in the reduce we need to have the function, and then we can probably do it all in one line, but it's going to get a bit messy. Let's see how we get on. And then with the starting, we will want an object. Have I put the comma in the wrong place? Yes, maybe I have. Eddie, you're doing it all in one line. It's too confusing. Let's split it out. What do you reckon? Split it out multiple lines. Let's start again. Okay, delete that. Put that on that line. Too much in one line. What's the language where everyone puts everything in one line and everyone's like, how smart am I? I can't think what it is. So we want to return something. We haven't decided what we're going to return yet. And then I think We need the bracket there and then the object. Aha, we're getting closer. Okay, so we're going to start with an empty object, and then we're going to go round. A reduce is like a map. It will go round, but rather than adding a new item to the array, what it will do is add it to the object. So the result is the final object, and remove that line, and then current is the current one. So let's see. We will want current 0 and 1. That will work, I think. Oh, this is going to work. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling positive. Out of 10, I'm rating this like a 9. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Are you feeling confident? Probably Java.
I have 100% faith in you. You got this.
I love that. Thank you so much. You get an extra point. There's a little sound effect, collecting a coin from a game or something, sound effect. So thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate that. And Tom has wrote Java. I was thinking of something else. Oh, I can't think what it is. Oh, it's from like 10 years ago. I haven't heard about the language in like 10 years. Name some languages from that were popular like 10, 15 years ago. Java is not so bad. This was like much worse, but I can't think what it is. Perl. That's the one. Perl. Like it's just like everything in one line, like all these weird symbols. Kind of like Scala, but at least Scala's a bit better. Nest does not equal next. Very, very true. They're very, very different. Next, my understanding is it's more front end. It does have a bit of a back end to it, but it's more focused on the front end, where Next is 100% back end and it's just full framework. Okay, so I think it's going to work. So what we're going to do, each time we go round, we're going to... I need to do something with result though. Let me see. Why am I not using result? So this will work each time it goes round. I'm confident about that, but we need to add it on, and I can't remember how you do that. Will it be... let me think. Is it like this? I do have to. I think I have to return it though. I'll have to look at the docs. I can't remember. Does that work? And then you return it at the end. Then you return result. I think that works. I want to run it. Let's just wing it. Let's go like shoot from the hip, right? I think that's the expression. Come on. I'm feeling like my 9's gone to a 5. I'm not feeling so confident anymore. We have got a console log, so we'll see what the output is. Okay. So we got it right, except the status code is not in quotes, and the 400 is, which is a bit weird because that shouldn't be. And that's got quotes twice. I don't know where that's come from, but we are getting closer. So my 9 to a 5, I think is good. Awesome. Okay, I still think that deserves a victory sound effect. Not the big victory sound effect, but a little one. Okay, that's a little sound effect. Okay. Awesome. New people arriving. How are you doing? Yeah, you're all quite late. We've been going for almost 2 hours, but I will have a video coming out on the NestJS stuff, and I've already got a video on the Cucumber stuff as well. This is me really struggling with it, having not used it in quite a while. I'm a bit rusty. So let me think, Eddie, why has that come through? So which one's which? So the first console logs, we have 2 console logs. So the first one is from the API. So that one is correct. That's correct, Jason. The second one is incorrect, Jason. Okay. So why has that one got single quotes around it? Where did they come from? That is probably because, that's got quotes around it. So we need to remove that. And I think... So we won't have the double quotes around the incomplete, but that will be a string, which it shouldn't be. There might be something we have to do. Let's just run it and see how it goes. I think I saved it. Let's run it and see. Testing for the win, everybody. Finding all our bugs and fixing them. I saw Neon arrived. Is it Neon? Did I pronounce that right? Where is it? I saw that in the chat somewhere. Lots of new people arriving. Dennis as well. Awesome. Different frameworks. Stream dropped out for me. Oh no, Jay. Hopefully everyone else is still okay. We're still all here. I probably need some more kit. Like maybe that's the Windows machine running the stream. I blame that machine. The Mac down here is on fire. Let me do an explosion on fire. Wait a second. Let me see. It's going to be Battle Snake's logo, but it's still going to be quite funny. That didn't work. Great, my test don't work, code doesn't work, stream doesn't work. One more try, second time lucky. I think it was still from last time. I need to change that for like my own logo. Oh, what this logo, our new mascot. Wait, am I there? Can you see it? My head's cut off now, but you get the idea. Okay. Alex says it's okay. Cool. Thanks, Alex. Okay, so let me see what we have. We ran this again, and do we get closer? Yes, so we've got single quotes, and the 400's got a quote in it, which is wrong, and the keys don't, which is really strange. So I think we might do a little bit of a trick here and use the JSON helper to help us get it right. Let's have a look. I can't remember which way round it was before that we do this. While I'm thinking, all of you, give the video a thumbs up. Mercy Pink, did you get your green square? Did you raise that issue? Shall I check? I don't want to check. I don't want to, put anyone on the spot, but let us know if you need help raising that issue to get your green square for today. Always the battle logo works second time. I know. Maybe it's related to my coding. I think there's a JSON trick we need to do somewhere. And I can't remember which way round it was. It might be on R1. So what I'm going to do is on the check, I have a feeling we need to do it so that you do, what is it? JSON stringify. I think that's the right way around. I always get confused. And then we have to do JSON pass again. Or is one being treated as a string? Oh, it might be being treated as a string. Let me run that and see, actually. We'll know a bit more from this. Don't worry. All good. How's everyone's Monday going? Okay, let's have a look. Oh, so it looks a bit better, right? There. It's because that 400's got the quote around it. Okay, why has the 400 got a quote around it? Which one is which? So actual, this is what we got from the API, which is correct. So the 400 has not got the quotes around it. But I think you have to do something like this. Let me see. Let me just humor me on this. No one look at my screen. This is just going to be like shooting from the hip again. And if I put it back to a string, but if I put too many brackets in, wait a second. What's wrong with that now? What are you complaining about? Oh, okay, I want it on separate lines. Let's see. Okay, bear with me, everyone. This is coding and testing at its best. Okay, let's have a look. What did it say? Okay, it's gone back to that again. Right, so object. So that's incorrect. Okay, so it's not treating it as a string, which is good. Which is what I wanted to check. Oh no, it's not treating it as an object. I think it is treating it as a string. So in that case, I am thinking we need to do the opposite. Oh, why is it not like that? A reformat issue. Wait a second. We'll reformat it in a second. I think it's going to be JSON pass. And I think we remove this one around here because ours is an object. And I think from the API, it's coming out as a string. Let's check. So if this comes out as a string, which I think it is, then we want to convert it to an object and check it as an object rather than string against string. So let's have a look. Okay, out of 10, what does everyone think? Write in the chat. I'm feeling like a 4. Like this is, you can see I've gone from a 9 to a 5 to a 4, but we're getting closer. Everyone watching, give this video a thumbs up. Really helps support the channel. Okay, this is better. This is better. And do you know why this is better? Because it's not just saying these two things are different. It's actually specifying the field. So it's happy with message and incomplete data, but it's not happy with the status code. Boom. That is a victory sound effect right there because I'm really happy with that. We're making progress. Little progress, then in an hour or two, like 2 hours in a sense, we'll make a lot of progress. Everyone, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel, and subscribe and hit the bell button below if you haven't already. And we do have a Discord channel as well. Oh my God, this is a bit of a pitch. I do have a second YouTube channel for 1 minute or less videos as well, like tips and tricks. So I do have that. Links are all in the description below. Okay, next. So we're getting closer. So who voted in the chat? Let me see. No one put a number out of 10. You were all 10 out of 10, or were you all 0 out of 10? Like be honest. Write in the chat what you were thinking. Let's have a look. Okay. So I think there's some Spanish in there. Eduardo. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish. I'm really, really bad at that. Let's have a look. I think it's 400 as a string, not a number. Yes, that is the problem. So it should be a number. So we've got to find out why this is becoming a string. But it's great. We know this specific field that is wrong. So the tests are getting better. I think the key status codes message are coming out as strings, not keys. Okay. Kelly, it was 9 out of 10. I'm going to bring that up on the screen. Kelly, that is epic. You have made my day. Alex put 8. Wait a second. Here we go. 9 out of 10. Alex, you're awesome, but I'm going to bring up Kelly's because Kelly said 9, not 8, 9. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay. Okay, awesome. Right. So now, as pointed out by Mercy Pink, the numbers are wrong. So let's see what is what. So which one is which? The red one is coming out from the API. So the API is correct. And our test is wrong. Our test is treating it like a string. So why is that coming out like a string? It seems like everything comes out as a string. And I've solved this before, and I can't remember how I solved it. So I'm open to ideas. Let me know what you think, how I did that. I can't remember. Really, really can't remember. Sayed, did I pronounce your name right? You're watching the replay. Watch the replay after the live stream. It's fine. I do have a button on here to replay the last 5 or 10 seconds if something funny happened, but nothing's funny happened. It's all kind of funny, embarrassing for me. But as you see me struggle, this is why videos, like people watch my 5 or 10 minute, 20 minute videos. You go, wow, Eddie, you built this app in like 10 minutes. It's like, no, it took me like 4 hours to build it, an hour to record it, 2 days to edit it. And then you get to see like the best 10 minutes. This is why live streaming is so authentic. I love it. Okay, let's have a look. Oops. Let's see. How can I convert that to a number? How do I know that's a number? Oh, pass as an int. But then I wouldn't want to run everything through that. I'm sure I used JSON string before and I got JSON to work its magic. String to integer. But how would I know that it's an integer to do string to integer? That's the challenge. Alex pointed on the number 400, not me. Oh, did I make a mistake? Sorry, Alex. Was I giving credit to the wrong person? Credit to Alex. You get a level up or collect sound. That's a collect sound. Sorry, I'm really bad in the chat. So if I do that string to int, but how does it know that this should stay as a string? And that's why I really remember using JSON parse and then kind of going back again. Let me try something I was trying before, which is really bad. So check is already an object. So I'm going to do something, and don't judge me on this. I'm going to stringify it and then repass it. I wonder if it will go back to be correct values, like we'll get JSON to work its magic rather than us trying to be smart. I remember doing something like that. Let me see. Okay, I know it's going to complain that the line is too long. You'll love prettier and stuff like that. If we're going to save that, let's just try this. Humor me. Don't judge me. Just humor me. Let's see. What do you think? Out of 10. Use a regex. Oh, we could use a regex, Neon. That's a good idea. Oh, yeah, and Tom's mentioned that as well. Let's have a look. Could do that. Did that run? Okay, that made no difference. I really thought there was some trick you could get JSON to figure it out for us. Really thought there was. I'm sure there was, but obviously it didn't work. So, Eddie, what you thought was sure was... I mean, that's a fail for Eddie. Is Nick going? Thanks for hanging out. Hey, everyone, got to go. Oh, Nick, thank you so much for joining. Everyone go subscribe to Nick's. Follow Nick on GitHub. Lots of awesome stuff. Let me share a link to Nick's GitHub. He does so many awesome things for our community and open source and everything else. So let me just... you can see Nick's GitHub. Freaking epic. We're using Nick's bot as well. And look at those green squares. 8,000! Oh my God, Eddie, you got to do more. Like, I'm not doing very good compared to that. Okay, I won't make mine look so bad anymore. Let me, that's Nick's GitHub. Go follow Nick on GitHub. Okay, what are we doing? Praveen, you're here. Have you been here the whole time? Tom says Nick's the next GitHub star. I think so. I want to nominate Nick. Absolutely. Okay, so I really thought that was something smart about that, but Eddie, you're a bit silly. Because that does nothing effectively. It just kind of stringifies it and then passes it and does nothing. So there was a regex that Tom mentioned. I don't want to do anything manual because we don't know if it's... let me see. There's nothing... I'm sure I have to look through some of my older projects where we did something on this and fixed it. So we might have to do that for another stream because I did something that was quite simple and I can't remember what it was. I don't remember if I try to do something like a type in front of this as well. I can't remember. I don't think it... I can't spell number. I don't think it being anything complicated like that. I don't think it was that. Maybe I'll do it in another stream. So we've been going for 2 hours. Probably time to stop soon. So everyone in the chat, let me know what you enjoyed about the stream so I know what to do more videos and live streams on. Head over to our Discord. Let me bring Discord up so you can see. We have been running Radio Eddie, but no one joined me on audio. And if you have requested to join on audio and I missed it, I'm sorry. But Nick was around, so I'm sure Nick wouldn't have missed it. He notices everything. So you could have joined on here. And then we can bring you on the live stream. So in the future, you can do that. You just click on Radio Eddie stage. I have that when I go live. And you can join on audio. See, Alex has come up. And if I invite Alex up to speak, but usually they request. I think that's what the little hand means there. People can come say hi and you can hear them as you heard Nick earlier on. But also do let me know. Check out my videos on YouTube. Let me know what you enjoy more. Do you want more GitHub Actions, more DevOps, Kubernetes, APIs, front end? I don't know, you let me know. There's so many things and I'll tailor it to it. And share your achievements. So I've got a new newsletter that's been coming out. That came out yesterday for the first time. And, put your achievements in the achievements channel and then I can include it in newsletter as well next time. So Alex, awesome to have you here. How was your meeting?
It was pretty fine. I think I could have just not been there because I wasn't very productive there because no one asked for any different opinions about the topic. It was just an informative meeting.
Okay. Quite a late finish for you.
Sorry?
It's quite a late finish for the meeting.
Yeah, these weeks are a bunch of with meetings for school, for and it will be as like that for a month maybe.
Okay. Well, good luck with those meetings. And thanks for coming on Radio Eddie and showing everyone that it's not scary. And by coming on Radio Eddie, you don't kind of get scared. Oh, I think someone else has put their hand up. I usually get a column. Like, I know you can see it on my screen, but I usually get a column of people putting their hand up. So, Tom, thanks for coming up. But why don't I see the column? Oh, wait a second. Oh, no. I've moved you back down. Sorry, Tom. I didn't realize that's what that button meant. Okay, here we go. I didn't know that's what that button meant, but show requests. Here you go. Okay, I need to have that open so we can see. How you doing, Tom?
And good morning. Hey, Eddie. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining Radio Eddie. Yeah, this is awesome. So you've all been so quiet during this live stream, or have you been putting up your hand and we just missed it?
No, just now.
Okay. Okay.
Well, would say personally thank you for the stream.
Oh no, it was good fun. I love live streaming because it helps me like focus on a challenge, and I love pairing with people. But when I've got loads of people watching me on live stream, I've got loads of people helping me, giving me ideas. So it's so much fun. I wish I could do it more often, and hopefully I am working on something so I can do it more often. So where are you in Germany? Are you in Berlin?
Near Stuttgart in Baden-Württemberg.
Okay, cool. So we've got Alex in Bulgaria, Sofia, you in Germany. So that's really cool. We're all over the world, and we've got loads of people like Praveen's in London. Kelly, whereabouts are you from? And we've got Nick was from Washington in the US.
Yeah.
Took me a second to get it. I got there eventually. So I love it how we've got people from all around the world geeking out, collaborating and stuff. So yeah. But I hope the live stream was good and seeing me struggle wasn't too boring. That's when you're all meant to say no, it was okay. Like
It was kind of refreshing, I would say.
okay, thank you. 1 point to you. Alex, now it's your turn.
Are we going to give birth again to the Eddy map?
Yes, I really want the Eddy map. So for those of you who don't know, let me quickly bring it up, a screenshot. I really want the Eddy map to come back up. Where is it? If we go to our community, here we go. And we called it EddyBot Live, I think. We're going to rename that. But what it looks like was this. So it would... when people set their location, it would zoom to the location for like 5 seconds and zoom out and show everybody else who has already had their location shown. So I really want to bring that back to life. And with NestJS, with the WebSockets, it's really easy to do real-time stuff. So yes, we're gonna bring that back to life. I'm really looking forward to that. So we'll work on it. Oh, someone else is joining. Okay, last person to join, and then I am. Why can't I add the person? I don't know why.
I did.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. So that makes sense. So last person, say hi, and then I think we'll call it a day. But I love it. People coming to practice their public speaking, and because as techies, we need to. So Prathamesh, how you doing?
Hey Eddie, this stream has been amazing. Thanks for the stream. I mean, I have been Googling the issues that you were facing, so I learned a lot about the NestJS.
Thank you so much for Googling and sharing, your feedback and answers and stuff in the chat. It's really helpful. I love the collaboration. I wish I could do this like every day, like all day, literally. And people could just jump in and out as and when they want. Oh, maybe that's an idea. Maybe I can make a whole day stream and people can jump in and out and just help me. I find you're all helping me.
Yep.
24 hours with Eddy.
I'm too old to do 24 hours, like 8 hours, 4 hours. Let's start with 4 hours. It's still quite hard going because it's these lights is the problem. They're just like, I'm starting to get, after 2 hours, I start getting like really, really hot. I might have to like open a window or something. It does get warm.
What about live streams in the gym?
Sorry, say that again?
Live streams in the gym.
In the gym. Yeah. So you know my story of taking Twitter Spaces in the gym when I'm on the running machine and people hear me out of breath. I'm like, yeah, I think that's a great idea. I'm just running, dunk, 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 dunk. Yes, we do actually have a Twitter Space on Wednesday, organized by Rebecca. I'll be on there on stage. So if you all want to join, I will be tweeting a bit more about it. But I have tweeted about it, I think, yesterday. So that'd be awesome. Well, I think now's a really good time to say thank you all to everyone on stage. Thank you to everyone in the chat and on the YouTube live stream. It was awesome. Kelly's from Ohio. Awesome. Hello, Ohio. So it must be like for Nick, I think it's like 10 o'clock in the morning in Washington. I'm guessing Ohio is a little bit more east. I have no idea. So I'm guessing it's like 11 or 12 o'clock for you. And let me guess, Alex... must be, you're 1 hour ahead of the UK, right? So is it 8 o'clock for you? 9 o'clock.
9.
Two hours. Tom,
yeah.
Germany, 1 hour, 8 o'clock.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, cool. And Prathamesh, are you in IST? You must be 11:30.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm getting better. Okay, we need a victory sound effect. I am getting better at time zones. That is good. Whew. This is definitely 2 p.m. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I hope you've had lunch, Kelly, and you're not doing what I do and just kind of get carried away and forget. So thank you all so much for joining the live stream, and thank you for everyone who joined on stage. And don't forget, we're trying to do Radio Eddy on my live streams as often as possible so that you can all kind of just chat to each other and practice public speaking, whatever you want, ask questions. and so on. So we'll do this again soon. My next live stream is on Friday, and I have a video coming out on Wednesday. So thank you all again. Have a great week, and I'll chat to you all in Discord. Don't forget to join Discord. So I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you all. Bye, everyone.
Take care.